Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is 3 p.m. here in Chicago. That means it's time for another live stream. Today is Thursday, January 28th, 2021. Because it is Thursday, it is happy hour. Hopefully, you brought a recovery beverage of choice. Mine for today is Miller Lite. Nothing very fancy, but a very popular Chicago beer as far as the macro brews go. This one, I think, had a sell by or a best by date of August 24th, 2020. This was a beer that was in our fridge since before we left for Iowa. We're down to like only a handful of beers. One of them, I have like two. I think I have in our fridge. I think we got a couple of LaCroix, a can of V8, two of those Surly beers, the Rocket Surgery. I think I had that last week. And then I think this is the last of the Miller Lights that are left over. So I forgot that we can order beer on like Amazon food delivery. So I think we're going to start doing that. But this is what we got for today. So kind of do what you can with what you have. Cheers, everybody. We made it to Thursday. Surprisingly, I mean, I don't know if this is a testament to Miller Lite or a knock on it, but it tastes fine. It tastes just like a Miller Lite, even though it's way past its kind of best by date. Everyone that's listening in on the podcast version, audio only, welcome. Hope you guys are having a good run. And everyone watching this on YouTube after the fact, welcome. So glad to have you here. Let's see who's here in the live stream for today. We got Carlos saying, hi, how's everybody doing? And Gideon Lidstone is here as well. Good to see you, Gideon. Inez is here. A rainy, cold one with Pip tonight. Still good to get some miles in, though. I saw the picture. Pip looks happy. It looks like you're having fun out there. All right, we got Martha here. Says, good afternoon from Colorado. Is Mike's morning mem? I'm trying to. See, I do it, but, you know, like I got all these like little hairs in the back. They're not that little. So like it kind of gets all messy. So I've been trying it. I don't know. My wife and I were having a long conversation today about haircuts. And I've been telling her how I've been getting like frustrated with it. Because now I just feel like an old dude with long hair a little bit. And which is not cool. I thought it would look a little bit cooler than it does. It's okay. I don't know. I think maybe it still needs to get a little bit longer. But I was like, I think maybe I'll get a haircut. I'm like, I want to get a haircut. Maybe I want to get a haircut. She's like, oh, I thought you loved it. I'm like, no, it's just all over the place. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know how to deal with it. I'm getting very, very tired of it. But at this point, it's like, just let it growing for a little while at this point, you know? So that's where I'm at today. Tiba is here, or Tiba says, afternoon all. Landon Gunderson says, hey guys, hope you're having a great day. Thanks, Landon. Hope you're having a great day too. All right. Jason Dahl said, made it to 3 p.m. Yeah. It's been an interesting day. I've been trying to not figure out, but I've been trying to understand like the GameStop stuff that's going on out there today. And it's intriguing. It's interesting. Yeah, I'm still not sure that I quite understand. Like, I understand the basic gist of it, but I don't understand all the nuance of it. Yeah, because people lose millions/billions, I guess, all the time, right? Why is this that? I mean, I understand. I guess I understand. I guess I don't understand. I'm not sure. I understand it. So I've been trying to do that today, but you know, I still have the kids and stuff. So like my ability to focus on something for very long is quite limited. All right, Runner Dre says hi all. Awesome. And Carlos says, what's LSD? It's one thing I might have heard before, but I don't know what it means. Hold on, I'm going to change. My camera's a little bit crooked. There we go. LSD means long, slow distance. I mean, it can mean lots of things, but when you see it on a running plan, that's what it means. Jody's here, says, good day, everyone. What's going on, Jody? How are you? JC's here. Javier V. What's going on, everybody? Ben Y. Michael Mahoney says, what's going on, Co-Fizzle fam? That's nice. I like the hat, too. Right here in the avatar. Who is that? Is that you or is that I can't tell what that is. Interesting. All right. Mark Chancoco says greetings. G Barra says hello everyone. Awesome. Faris Syed says hi Kofuzi. When is the Adidas Ultra Boost 21 review coming out? Need help with my potential purpose. I just finished ordering it like right before I hopped onto the live stream today. So I think I got 2-day shipping. Someone asked me about this on Twitter a while ago, and my answer was like, well, 2 days after the US date plus 1 extra day. So that'd be the fastest. So what's today? Thursday. So I hopefully will get it by Saturday. Maybe I get it Sunday. And And then, I'll need to figure out a way to slot it in for running. So maybe a Monday run. And so then Tuesday would be probably the earliest. So it's coming. What I like about it is that they did release it in a bunch of colors, which makes sense because, Ultra Boost is a shoe that they sell tons of, both for running use and for casual use. And so having it launch in a bunch of colors is nice. I got the black one, the black and gray, not the all black. There was an all black. There was like a triple black. Then there was a black with a white midsole. I didn't go with that one. I went with the black with the gray kind of like, not stripe, but like there's also some gray patches in it too, and the white midsole. So I went with that one. I almost bought an SL20 at the same time, one of the new ones. But I was like, you know what? By the time I can get to it, it'll probably be discounted. So I thought I'd wait. I'm going to wait on the SL20 a little bit more. I mean, I don't understand. Why didn't they call it the SL21? Anyway. All right. Yeah. Ben Browning says, an Aussie mining company was caught up in the GameStop thing. Interesting. I mean, it'll be interesting to see kind of like what the aftermath of it is. Because, I mean, I don't know. When the bottom drops out from it, it's going to hit hard, I think. Right? Anyway. Yeah. Mark Selson said, I didn't run yet. Don't get upset with me. Totally cool. Totally cool. You can run in the evening if that's what you want to do, or if it's a rest day. Also totally cool. Javier V says, SL20 or Kinvara 11 for daily training on road. I'd probably lean towards the Kinvara 11. The 11 I felt like was more relaxed of a shoe than the Kinvaras tend to be. Otherwise, I would put the Kinvara and the SL20 kind of in the exact same category as something that you could do longer distances with, but not all of your easy miles. It's not usually comfortable enough for that. This last year for the 11, I do think that it was the way that it was set up, like the upper, everything was a little bit more padded, a little bit more comfy. For the Kinvara 12, I haven't run any yet, but I'm very excited for it. It seems to be going back to its roots again, which is weird because that's what they said about the Kinvara 10. Then we have the 11, which was very different. Now they're going back again. So to the 12. So the 12 might be a different story, but for the SL20, at least the first SL20, because I haven't run in the new one, so I don't know. The first SL20 and the Kinvara 11, I'd go with the 11. Zawir Running Channel says, hello everyone, 5 a.m. here in Malaysia. Awesome. Thanks for tuning in. Early morning for you. Hopefully you're getting out for a run soon. That'd be cool. And anyone else that is new here today, new to the live stream, welcome. If you want to let me know where you're listening or watching from, I'd love to be able to say hi to you guys that are new. If you have any running questions or any questions at all, shoe questions, whatever, feel free to just drop them into the chat. I'll try to catch them as fast as I can. If I miss it, feel free to don't be shy about putting it in there again. I won't be upset if you're kind of like, don't feel like you're spamming the chat or anything like that. So, welcome everybody. Rob says about the hair, keep the hair. It's where the force is. Oh, that's awesome. Thanks. Yeah. Rick Sutter says, hi, everyone. And Asa Vong is coming in from Stockholm. Very cool. Welcome. Julio Rivera says, what's up? And Martha says, the stock market, talking about the GameStop thing, is being manipulated by gamblers. I think it needs regulation. Duh. Yeah, I understand that concept. What I don't understand is like, how is that different from other stuff that's allowed? I don't know. T. Davis says, hold GameStop. The price will rise again after hours. I thought that like they basically stopped trading on that, or they stopped. Or at least did the Robinhood app stop people from being able to trade? I'm not sure. I don't know. All right. Scotty B says, hey, all, got my noon immunity and snack, protein bar and oatmeal. That sounds tasty. Today, so I've been telling you guys how I've been trying to I've been using the Amazon, this Amazon band thing, and it's been suggesting that I cut back on the caffeine. Today, it gave me a notification to not, it warned me at 2:00, hey, you've hit your cutoff time. You can't have any more caffeine. And I was in the middle of finishing a cup of coffee. So I was like, oh man. So I put it away. But I felt like that was a productive decision. Now here I am in happy hour. So I don't know. But the Noon Immunity, I've been drinking a lot of the Noon Immunity overall. I've been drinking a lot of Emergen-C, like that powder stuff, and then the Airborne. I've just been kind of rotating just as a way of kind of staying hydrated. Yeah, I don't think I need it, but I kind of like having those as a way of, making hydration fun, I guess. So I've been doing that. So I've been going through a lot of the Noon Immunity, though. All right. Runner Dre says, how does it know how much coffee you are drinking? I don't think it knows that, but it was just suggesting that in the, because I don't tell it how much I drink, and I don't think it's like listening for coffee drinking sounds. Although I suppose like the technology could presumably be there, but it just was like, did you know that like coffee, even 10 hours away from your normal bedtime, can affect your sleep? And I was like, I did know that. And they're like, would you like to try and reduce your caffeine intake for the next 4 days, or the next week? And I was like, for the sake of, I was like, no, I don't want to reduce my caffeine intake. I think it's fine, but I will for the sake of testing out this app. So that's where that's come from. All right. Affluent Journeys says, hedge funds, shorters are the ones manipulating things. Gamblers on Reddit, etc., are just banding together and getting them back. Regulation is fine, if not too much. Yeah, I mean, overall, I'm generally for the principle of regulation, but I don't really know enough to be able to comment much more on that general concept. And like what you're saying, Affluent Journeys, like regulation is fine, if not too much. Generally, yeah, I kind of like that. Scott says, I really enjoy the Ride 13, but not sure about the Udo Noodle laces. Replace them? I left mine there. Ultimately, they became fine, but yeah, they're big and puffy. Everything, like not everything about the Ride 13, but there is some unnecessary puffiness going on in that shoe. I have never replaced the laces in a shoe, but if I were to replace the laces in like the Ride 13, I'd probably put like lace locks, the ones that you can just kind of like cinch down and then kind of attach to your shoe. I'd probably do something like that. And I think that a lot of the lace lock laces tend to be a little bit on the thinner side, but the tongue of the Ride 13 is relatively padded, so I still think it'd be okay. So if you're feeling like you're not getting a good lockdown because they're too stretchy, I would go with like a regular lace and put lace locks on them. That's what I would try. All right. Josh is here saying he's drinking the Noon Recovery. Nice. I don't think I've ever had Noon. I've had Noon Immunity. I've had like the regular Noon. Like this, I guess it's Sport or whatever. But I don't think I've ever had Noon Recovery. I've had the Noon, like there's a Sleepy Time. It's not called Sleepy Time, but it's kind of what it is, like a relaxation one. I've had that one before too, but never the Recovery. I'm gonna have to try that. Gulshan says he has decaffeinated and only tastes the same. Oh, I could have decaffeinated and only tastes the same. Yeah, maybe that could be a way to go, I think. Maybe. I don't know. We haven't had coffee in the house since my wife has been pregnant. After that, we're done with that. Going back to regular full strength. I mean, not that I drank it. My wife did. She didn't really enjoy drinking it. Albert went into the office today and he's hiding in his room, catching a live stream. Oh, awesome. Very cool. Julio Rivera says, hey, David Gonn's got this challenge, 4x4x48 on mock. Any interest? I'm not sure what that is. I'll have to look into that. I think that means in March. Maybe I'll check that out. But speaking of mock, I did get confirmation that some mock 4s are going to be sent to me soon. So I'm pretty excited about that. I've not run in the mock before. I have a feeling it's not a carbon plated shoe, if I understand correctly, but I have a feeling I'm really going to like it. So I'm really excited for it. We'll see how it goes. Let's see. What else we got here? Stephen Press 76 says, who's pregnant? Nobody's pregnant. Nobody's pregnant. I was just saying that the last time we've had decaf coffee in the house was back when my wife was pregnant with our 4-year-old. So it's been a while. Yeah, my mom's here. Hi, Mom. How are you? Good to see you again. And Ben Browning says, I thought Noon was a dieting group. There's Noom with an M, Noom, and then there's Noon and UUN, which is a like a hydration. There's like, I think they're a hydration company at this point. I think they started out they make tablets that you drop into like your water bottle. And it's supposed to have a lot of electrolytes. It's electrolytes without sugar for the most part. Most of them are low or no sugar. But now they've branched off to all sorts of different kinds of Noon. But Noom is kind of like a dieting service. They reached out to me to see if I would do a test of it. And I was like, I'm not sure that that's really for me. Like today's video was about like, I don't really think about dieting all that much. So I'm not interested in dieting or all that. But then again, I guess I am doing the Amazon band thing with the coffee. And I think it's kind of similar to that, but with like more of the foods that you're eating too. Tony Bowen says, I just ran into Noblesse. I like their laces. Yeah, I mean, like laces for me, in my opinion, generally are something that can mess up a shoe, but I've never said like, ooh, the laces are nice. But I mean, maybe I'm just not picky in that arena. I'm trying to remember what the Nova Blast laces were like. They were really skinny and very long. Weren't they really long? That's what I remember about them. Tiva says, anyone else just drinking some lemon lime Gatorade? That's almost what I had today, because I was like, what should I have for my recovery drink for happy hour today? And I was like, I can either have like a year-old beer. I'm not sure it's a year-old, but it's about maybe close to maybe like 9-month-old beer. Or I can have, I guess, a V8. And I was like, well, we got some Gatorade. But I have the Gatorade Endurance formula, so I don't think there's like a lemon lime. But there is something, the one I have is citrusy. Maybe it's orange, something like that. So I almost had Gatorade for today, but I went with the Miller Lite. Finley says, what do you think about on long distance shoes? I've only tried one on shoe before, and it was the On Cloud Flyer, the version 1. They sold that shoe for I think 3 or 4 years, I want to say, and then they are on version 2 of that, I want to say right now, and that's been out for a little over a year, maybe. No, about a year, I think. Yeah, how long has it been? Yeah, a year, maybe a year and a half. That shoe's been out. So I don't have a ton of experience in them. I didn't like the Cloud. I didn't like the shoe very much, and I thought it would fit fantastically because it just looks so meticulously designed. But none of it really, like, I didn't enjoy any. I didn't dislike the shoe, but no part of it really jumped out at me. And I think I've been saying for a while that I think that once they get rid of the Cloud gimmick, that like little like the bumps that they have underneath the shoes, then I think they'll make some really good shoes. There was supposed to be a shoe coming out early this year, I thought, maybe in the spring. It's supposed to be like one of the Green Initiative type of shoes where it's like made of recycled materials and you can send it back and then they like chop it up in a giant shredder and recycle it and turn it into more shoes, that kind of thing. And that one wasn't going to have clouds in it. So like that's a shoe that I'm particularly interested in. But otherwise, I haven't had great luck with it. I see lots of people in Chicago. I see people running in them. I used to see a lot of people at the airport traveling in them. That's when I would see them the most, frankly. But I don't know. I haven't had great success with that. But I only had the one experience. All right. Jason Dahl says the Goggins thing is 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours. Oh, goodness. I mean, of course he would come up with something ridiculous like that. Yeah, I don't know how long I would last on that. The sleep would mess me up. But, so it ends up being 36 miles in 2 days. That I could do. But like to log a 4 mile stretch every 4 hours, I don't know. I think I could do that. I mean, maybe I could, because then I could cat nap in between. I can get in like a 2-hour nap, a couple of 2-hour naps. That might work, but that'd be tough. That's pretty tough. All right. Inna said there was a good interview with the founder of On Running on the Run Pod podcast. I'm not familiar with that podcast. I'll have to check that out. And Ben says, I'm keen to get on 2021 versions. Well, if they're new models, I'll definitely have to take a look. I was thinking about this morning. I was listening more to Alexi Pappas, her book Bravey, and she was talking about Under Armour, and it was not very flattering. And she was very careful to say back at the time, Under Armour didn't have like the best shoes. But I was like, oh, I remember that time. They weren't great. They weren't bad. Some of them had promise, but like they needed work. But and I was like, and she was like, I think I look forward to where they'll go. And I was like, I think that's what she said. But that's kind of where I'm like, I'm waiting for Under Armour to get better. But then I keep watching all these Morgan McDonald videos, and he's running like crazy in them. And I mean, I guess a runner of his caliber could run well, probably in any shoe. But I mean, I don't know. If he's willing to put his body and, like vouch for him, then it makes me interested in it. Sean Marshall says, I think of On as an Instagram brand. I mean, I wouldn't put it quite, when I think of Instagram brands, I think of like Allbirds, I think about Noble, like I think about companies like that. I don't put On quite in that category, but I mean, it looks great. The apparel looks fantastic. I really want On apparel. I want On apparel, but branded with something else, or no branding on it. But because the apparel looks great, highly functional, it looks like to me. But the shoes just haven't matched with like the rest of the branding and the messaging. Runner Dre says, though, I like the Cloud Flow. I raced up to a half marathon, and the laces are very, very long, though. I do remember on the Cloud Flow that I ran in, or the Cloud Flyer? I think it was a Cloud Flow. The laces were spaghetti thin and extra, extra long too. Yeah. Mark says, isn't On a Walmart's electronics brand? Is it? That'd be funny. That's really funny. I suppose like there isn't like a risk of confusion, so the two trademarks are probably coexisting for quite a bit. AK says the On apparel is superb. I only hear good stuff about On apparel. People swear by it. Someone asked me about the Triumph 18. I saw it. I didn't get a chance to get to it. About the Triumph 18. I think it's great. I think, and maybe it's just memory or nostalgia about it, but I think that the Triumph 18 was a tiny bit firmer than the Triumph 17. It had less padding, which I appreciated, and maybe that's what makes it feel a little bit less plush overall. But the Triumph 18 seems to be a little bit just tightened up a little bit compared to the 17. But also, then it made it seem a little bit of like a more spirited shoe, a little bit faster, despite all the the weight and the cushioning in it. So, there's some trade-offs, but I did really like the Triumph 18. Big fan. And Frank says, did you see the North Face is coming out with a carbon plate trail shoe? I saw that yesterday. So Running Warehouse came out with 3 videos on the set. And I feel like that's going to be a theme that we see after the success of the Endorphin series. So there's a, I forget what the words are, but there's a trail carbon racer, then there's a trail speed day shoe, and then there's a trail relaxed shoe. The 2 faster ones have uppers made of Kevlar, which I don't know why that's good or not, but it just sounds really interesting to me. Because I'm like, oh man, they found more ways to put more carbon into the shoe. I know, is Kevlar have a carbon component to it? I thought they did. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on Kevlar. But anyway, just think that they got some crazy materials that are borrowed from other industries. So I've seen those. I also saw that Seth ordered the carbon racer, which to me looks like an old school Jordan. So maybe that's why I'm not as interested in it. There's some mental connections that I'm making there to make me not want it. But that middle one, the speed one, is interesting to me. But then again, I'm I don't know. I'm going to try to be very careful in 2021 in terms of how many trail shoes I take on, just because I'm I mean, unless we go back to Iowa, which we may for an extended period of time, I'm just not going to be getting a lot of trail miles in. And so it's going to be really hard for me to take on very many. So that's kind of one of the things that I'm kind of looking out. But I do think that it's interesting that North Face is making an attempt. mean, they've been making running shoes for a long time. I remember the last couple of winters going to the North Face store on Michigan Avenue and like checking all the shoes out. And also trying to do some research and figure out if there's any that I would want to try. But I was also like, where am I going to use these? Chicago's not really the place for it. But, if I'm going to spend some time in Iowa, or hopefully this summer, or maybe in the fall, I'll be able to go on some running journeys and explore some trail areas. So that could be a good, interesting time. The other thing that I saw today is that my mouse froze. I just charged it up. There we go. The other thing I saw today is that the Carbon Ultra was released today, so it's for sale now. And that's part of a 3-shoe set as well. So there is a CTM Ultra. So there's the Ultra Carbon, there's the Ultra, and then there's a third one. And I don't remember what the third one is. I forget what it's called, but there's 3 shoes. So I mean, I might pick up the Ultra, because I did like the Ultra Carbon a lot, but I might pick up that Ultra one if I'm going to pick up another trail shoe. So something that I'm thinking about. Sean Marshall wants to know, is Morgan McDonald running in stock Under Armour shoes? I think he is. I think he's using is there a shoe called the Vanish or something like that? He runs in he went over them the other day because he got a big unboxing. He got like a giant shipment of stuff from Under Armour. And he was going to do he did do an unboxing video, but then like he had to blur everything because he didn't realize that he couldn't show any of those on camera yet. But he was talking about what he'd been using, and he uses the Sonic for like his easy day miles, and then the Vanish for his faster workouts. I suspect he's probably in that for most of his runs. And then he has spikes. So like that's kind of what he's been running in, I think. I mean, who knows if they're like tweaking them for him a little bit, for his sake. But other than that, I mean, they're based off of actual like models of shoes that they have. Javier V says, running in the city or on a lonely road in open fields. Both are great. If I were to pick one, I think running alone is nice. I mean, I do love my city views, but like there's something different about running in open roads. I don't know. Maybe I pick running in the city though. We'll see. My daughter made a carrot out of clay. Looks pretty nice. All right. Let's see. Ben, I say that video was the worst unboxing ever. Yeah. I mean, I really wanted to see what those other shoes were. Yeah. All right. Oh, Dr. Josh saying Grandma's Marathon, maybe. I was thinking about Grandma's Marathon this morning in the shower today because I was trying to think of, I'd like to get in a quick training plan. I'll probably be making a video about this soon, but I'm thinking I'd like to get in a quick training plan in for something like early spring, something short, leaning towards 5K, maybe another 10K attempt, but like a shorter buildup, something to get the legs turned over quick. And then, although that's always hard to do in winter weather, but I thought maybe I'd give it a shot. I'm going to go by power anyway, so like if it's not the fastest, that's all right. And then I was thinking I'd like to do a spring marathon if possible. Grandma's is usually in June, isn't it? Like late June? I mean, by then I might be able to get a vaccine. I got a survey from Chicago Half Marathon, and they sent out a survey and they were like, would you be interested in a spring marathon, spring half, like in April or May? I was like, nope. They're like, do you want to tell us why? They didn't call me, but in the form, I was like, do you want to tell us why? I was like, I'm probably not going to race until I get a vaccine. But if I can get a vaccine, Grandma's Marathon might be something worth signing up for. And it might be just one of those things where you just sign up for it and then maybe I can't go if I can't go. The other thing I was thinking about, so for the shorter race though, what I was thinking about is Shamrock Shuffle this year is going virtual. So that's an 8K, but I thought maybe that might be a fun one to kind of do, to get ready for. Trying to do a workout specific for like a training block specific for that distance, maybe like an 8-week training block, something like that. I don't know. It's an interesting proposition. She made me a unicorn horn. Look at that. There we go. All right. Can we take that off now?
No, keep.
All right. You want me to keep this on? All right. Keep it on. Carl J says, I like Morgan McDonald. The more quirky personalities, the better. Yeah. Quirky personality is like a good way to put it with him. I feel like he gets distracted very easly. It seems. But yeah, he's certainly keeping it weird out there. So I appreciate that. All right. Let's see. Where do we got? Scotty B has it circled on his calendar. Interesting. Stefan Wagner says it's June 19th. Still considering. Ooh, okay. June 19th. That's like on the early end of possible for me in terms of my comfort level. So interesting. Let's see. JC says I never think about grandma in the shower. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, Recycle Wednesday says nice detail on the carrot. She pays attention to detail. The other day she made a strawberry out of her colored clay, and she like spent the time to poke it with a toothpick to get like all the seed things in there. So amazing. She's meticulous. And here's her. She wants me to show you the strawberry now. So here's the strawberry. You got to move out. There we go. Here's the strawberry. So she poked the little holes in there, and then she even made blueberries. She's going to show us. All right. Thank you guys for always humoring us when we show you like my kids' art. Here we go. A little blueberry. So it's got the little thing on top because the blueberries aren't like completely round, you know. So there's a whole bunch of them here. All right. Thank you. Okay. Albert Lang says I have the Hover Sonic 1. She feels like cardboard. I've never run into Sonic before. I ran into what was it? I ran into one that was was it a Sonic? It was a Hover CGR mid. I think it was based off of the Sonic, but it was a winter shoe with a mid top. So I ran in that. It was heavy, but I kind of liked it by then. I think that by then they were on the Sonic 2 by then. So I don't know how much change that they made between 1 and 2. All right. Lewis Cameron got his first Pfizer vaccine yesterday. Awesome. Very cool. How are you feeling today? Hope you're feeling okay and it's not hitting you too hard. Oh, yeah. For that unicorn horn. Where did it go? Someone said, yeah, that's the BAA unicorn. She knows the colors. I don't think she did it on purpose, but she did pick the right colors. Martha and Stephen Wagner coming in with the blue and yellow. Nice. Awesome. And it says unicorn is the national animal of Scotland. I can't tell if you're joking with me or not. But I'm going to pretend that's a true statement. And if it's true, it's amazing. Let's see what else we got here today. All right. Luis Valda says, how's your experience with the Skechers Speed Elite? It's on sale now on Running Warehouse. I feel like the same thing that I'm worried about. I've only tried I've tried like 3 Skechers now. The Razor 3, the Go Run Ride 8, and the Speed Elite. I think those are the 3 that I've tried. But my concern for I've wanted to try like the Speed 6 and then is that the Go Meb Speed 6 or is that different than the Speed 6? I'm not sure. But all those shoes, every time I read up on them, they're always like, yeah, these are fast shoes, but this is not a marathon racing shoe unless you are actually Meb Keflezighi. And so that's kind of the feeling that I get from the Speed Elite. There's just not a ton underfoot. So while it feels very fast and the Hyperburst feels speedy in there, it doesn't. What's that sound? Is that the dog? I think the dog is. Oh, the dog's over here. He's snoring like crazy. I hear him. I feel like the Speed Elite is not a shoe that I could take the marathon distance. It reminds me a lot of the Meta Racer in the fact that it's low to the ground. It feels really quick. The turnover seems super fast. I don't get a strong sense of that carbon winglet that they have at all. I think that the purpose of that carbon is more for lateral stability than it is for propulsion. So it's a different kind of carbon, but it's a very fast turnover shoe. I might size up on that one. I went with size 9 and I think it's fine, but like if it were a little bit bigger up in the forefoot, I wouldn't be mad about it. So that's kind of my take on the Speed Elite. All right. Let's see. Lewis says he's feeling great about his vaccine. Super excited for it. Arm is heavy, but nothing else going on. All right. Well, cheers. I hope it stays that way. Awesome. Oh, and it says James II wholeheartedly embraced the legend, and the unicorn became the symbol of purity and power that Scottish kings and nobility identified with in the 15th century, and it's Scotland's national animal. I still think there's a chance you might be joking with me, but that's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Wow, that's so cool. So cool. So are there like unicorns, like in like I don't know, because like there's eagles all over like American stuff. Are there unicorns all over Scottish stuff? I wonder. Paul Kane says, a half marathon I entered for February 21st has been rescheduled until September today. I think you'll need to be race fit by August, and then it will be race after race. Yeah. I think that it's going to, well, let's hope that it's a buffet of racing in October. And it's like starting like late August to September. I mean, let's hope. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of best case scenario in my mind. But yeah, I think that like a lot of the races that are still like technically scheduled to go for now, I think you'll start to see more and more going, but depending on what state that they're in. But yeah, I think a lot of them are still going to get pushed back. Jerome Lebovici says, Kofuzi, do you find Nike running tops super long? I think we're around the same height, although you're slimmer. A size S comes a third down my thigh. It depends. So some of like the Nike stuff is a little bit longer, and some of it is a little bit more form fitting. I would say the stuff that they have that's like regular fit tends to be a little bit longer. The stuff that's slimmer fit, the medium fits me just fine. So like for some of the stuff, I do go small. For a lot of the singlets, I do go with the small because depending on the cut, they can be real big. The Aero Swift, that I would usually stay with the medium because that's a short shirt. So that one I stay medium, but like the Dry Miler, I think I usually get small. I'll have to go check, but I think I usually get small. So it just, sometimes it can go back and forth with some of Nike stuff. And Michael Mahoney says, cheers to the race buffet in October. Yes, cheers to that. I hope so. Ben White says, I can vouch for the unicorn being Scotland's national animal. There are unicorn statues in Scotland. That's awesome. Cool. To that.
Now you have another one.
You have 2 horns now, though. Okay, that's enough. I don't think I need to wear one right now. I'll wear one later. Effendi says, what do you think about barefoot running? It's not for me. Definitely my feet are not tough enough for that. I don't really have a desire to try barefoot running. I like the idea. I understand the concept behind it, or the premise behind, like the desire to look into it. But it's not for me. JC wants to know, is there a Hyperion Elite 3 coming? Hoping for a price break on the 2. I've been hearing people talk about it, but I think kind of like, oh, there must be a 3 coming. And I hope that there is a 3 coming, but we'll see. I don't know. I recently got an email from like a marketing email, not like they emailed me, but like a marketing email. And on the email, they featured 4 shoes. They're like, let's talk about speed from Brooks. And the 4 shoes were 2 track spikes on the bottom 2 pictures, and on the top 2 pictures, the Hyperion Elite 2 and the Hyperion Elite 1. I can't believe they're still selling that. I mean, I don't know. But then I was like, you know what? Maybe I do need to revisit the Hyperion Elite 1. Was I too hard on it? Like I keep wondering about that. But I still have it. It's in the pile of shoes to be donated to Goodwill. But like I still have it for now. But I don't think I was that wrong on it. I really didn't like the first one. But I am excited for the third one. Let's see what that's like. And it says, there is a beautiful tapestry in Stirling Castle of a unicorn. It's the former home of the kings of Scotland. I want to go visit that. I want to go see it. I want to go see that tapestry. Also because I like the word tapestry. But I want to see the tapestry in Stirling Castle of a unicorn. That sounds amazing. The baby is obsessed with unicorns right now. She has a lot of days she'll double up unicorn top and unicorn pants. She has many stuffed animal unicorns. Everything she wants is unicorn. It's kind of amazing. So we're big fans of unicorns in the house generally. As a runner, of course, it has a different meaning as well. And then I don't know. That's just pretty cool. Very, very cool. Kaden Hernandez says, new to running, but I've been lifting weights for a while. What's a good way to actively recover without running? Swimming is really good. Hitting the bicycle is really good too. Elliptical could be nice as well if you're looking for something that's low impact, but also gets you heart rate up a little bit into kind of just an aerobic range. That could be also some really great stuff, as is just, to actively recover from running, you can run. Just run very, very easy, like slower than you think. When you're about as slow as you're like, this can't possibly be doing me any good, that's kind of like a good active recovery pace. So those are a couple of things that you can do. Anything that just kind of gets the heart rate up just a little bit, but for 20, 30 minutes, that's a good way to go. All right, let's do a couple more. Ben Browning says, Mike, are your shirts shipping worldwide? The ones on the Teespring store, the ones that are like underneath like the YouTube videos, those do ship worldwide, I believe. The Path Project's collab shirt, though, that one I believe is not shipping to England right now because of Brexit. That's my understanding. People have been telling me about it. I'm not quite sure I understand the situation completely, but I think that's it. Other than that, it ships to Europe. It ships to the US. Canada, I believe. Other than that, I'm not really sure. I'm afraid. Sorry. Ryan Cabal says, just hopped over from Seth's channel. Howdy, everyone. Well, what's going on, Ryan? Glad to have you here. Oh, there must have been an unboxing today. I wonder what he unboxed. Interesting. Very cool. And Andreas Kalusa says, Stirling Castle is awesome. Yeah, it's on my list now, places that I'd love to go visit. That sounds amazing. That kind of reminds me of I'm just like thinking about Scotland. Has me thinking about different accents, and lately, two things about accents. One is I watched this video. It was a video on YouTube. I'm trying to remember who put it out. Was it The Verge put out a video of a linguist going over in like exquisite detail some micro-regionality of American accents, which I thought was just absolutely fantastic. But by the end, my brain was just so confused. I'm like, I don't know what he's talking about anymore, because there were just so many different mini like accents and dialects he was talking about, but it was fascinating. The second thing is that my daughter has been watching on Netflix a show called Investigators, like they're little investigators, but they're best friends. So they're the Investigators. It's a show out of Australia. And one of the main characters is this Asian kid. And they're all about, like, at least on the show, they're a little bit older than my daughter is. So I think it's pretty cool that she's like watching this. Kind of like Odd Squad, if you guys are familiar with that show in the US. But like, just like, I've not really met a lot of Asian Australians before. And so seeing like this little kid with a very thick Australian accent, but an Asian face, has just been really like throwing me off. And so like I'm watching it captivated. I'm just like, what am I watching? What is this? I just can't understand what's going on. So like just my obsession with the accents and just regionality is just like at a heightened sense of awareness right now. Oh man. Recycle Elements is it Eric Singer on Wired? That might be it. Wired. That sounds right. But yeah, I think that's what it was. I think there's a part 2 that's supposed to be coming up as well. But you know, the way that they've also like brought in like a lot of other experts on different sub regions is just Pretty cool. Diaz says, my daughter love Investigators too. It's a really good show. I really find it entertaining. I like it. I love how like the medium for the storytelling is that they're always like building something, like making a sandwich or like putting something together, or like, you know, they're doing something as they tell the story, and then it's all told through like flashbacks. I like the framework. It's a really nice framework. Ben Browning said, what's the Aussie show? Investigators. Here's how it's typed out. Investigators. It's good. It's on Netflix. That's how she found it. So it's been good. And then let's see. Let's do one more. Someone had this on there. I think we'll end with today, which is pretty cool. Someone said, yeah, here we go. Scott said he wore his shirt in the non-elite shirt in the gym today, and it was recognized. That's amazing. Thanks so much, Scott, for the support and for picking up a shirt. And thanks for letting me know. That's so cool. It's very flattering that would be recognized like somewhere else. That made my day. Thank you. Awesome. Very cool. Very cool to hear that. I think that, I don't know. I haven't gotten a recent update in terms of the numbers, in terms of how many left for that shirt, but I think it sold pretty well, I think, for the second time around. So thanks everybody again. All right. James Voss says, I love the artwork in the back. Yep. Most of this is my older daughter. I think some of the stuff my younger daughter made as well, but a lot of it is hers. We figure, I don't know. We didn't know what to do. Like years ago, we were like, I don't know what to do with all this art. I was like, she makes so much of it. What am I supposed to do with it all? And we're like, we're just going to put it on the walls. Who cares? So our house is a mess. It's full of kid stuff, but like, it's very clear that a family is living here and having a good time. That's kind of what we're going for. So that's what we got. So with that said, another different unicorn for today. What colors are these? Pink and white?
It's like a maroonish pink and then a teal.
Maroon and teal. Pink and teal, which you said. So I got another unicorn horn for a day, and we'll end it here. Oh, now I like a triceratops. That's enough. That's too many. That's too many. All right. I'm going to get going for today because I'm getting attacked by unicorn horns. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Tomorrow's video, let's leave a residue on your head. Tomorrow's video, I really don't know what tomorrow's video is going to be about. I think we'll probably talk a little bit more about kind of race planning and what I'm thinking about calendar-wise for the rest of the year. Kind of like we talked about today, but I'll do a little bit more research, and maybe we can all do a race together. There's also a tunnel marathon that's kind of out there as well. That'll be June-ish, right? So that's a potential option out there too, guys. So I'll do a little bit of research. Maybe we'll talk about that a little bit tomorrow's video, and then we'll do another live stream 3 p.m. same time, Central Time, right here on YouTube. Hopefully I'll see you then. In the meantime, be safe out there, everybody.